Hello my dear students, in this video we are continuing with civics portion lesson 2, the Indian executive. In the introduction part we learned that the official head of executive, the qualification, appointment and term of office or official residence, and then we learned about the legislative powers, executive powers and the judicial powers of president and governor. And we learned about the emergency power of the president when we discussed about the discretionary power of the governor. And here we are continuing with vice president. Who is vice president? The vice president of India officiate as the president in the president's absence. If the president is absent, the vice president acts as the president. Which are the situation? If the president dies or resigns or is removed for some reason, the vice president he acts as president till the new president is elected. And vice president he is also the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. And what are the qualification and the term of office? Who is selecting or who is electing the vice president? The members of the both houses of the parliament elect the vice president of India. The members of both houses elect the vice president of India. And the qualification, he should be an Indian citizen, at least 35 years old. These are the qualification, and he should be the qualified member of the Rajya Sabha. And he is elected for 5 years. And what are the or who is the real head of the executive? Who is the real head of the executive? The party who wins the majority of seats in the Lok Sabha is invited by the president from the union government. Which party? In the case BJP, if they got or they wins the majority of seats, the president he invite for forming the union government. The party that wins the majority of seats is the legislative assembly is invited by the governor in the state level. In the central level, president is inviting, and in the state level, governor is inviting. If no party wins and if nobody got a clear majority, what will happen? 2 or more parties may come together to form a coalition government. If no party wins a clear majority, in that situation, 2 or more party may come together to form the government. It is called coalition government. And the majority party of the Lok Sabha chooses the prime minister, and the majority party in the legislative assembly chooses the chief minister. In the central level, Lok Sabha chooses the prime minister, and in the state legislative assembly chooses the chief minister. The president and the governor act on the advice of president, advice of the prime minister and the chief minister respectively. In the central level, the president he act on the advice of prime minister. In the state level, the governor is act according to chief minister. And what is the functions? The prime minister selects some members of the parliament to form council of ministers. The chief minister selects some members of the state legislature to form council of ministers at the state level. In the central level, prime minister he will select, and in the state level, the chief minister he will select and to form a council of ministers. And the prime minister presides over the central council of ministers and coordinates its work. Prime minister presides the central council of ministers. The chief minister of a state presides over the state council of ministers. In the state level, prime minister; in the central level, prime minister; in the state level, chief minister. And the president exercises powers on the advice of the prime minister, and the governor exercises powers on the advice of the chief minister. In the state level, the president he exercises his powers according to or advice of the prime minister. In the state level, governor exercises his powers on the advice of the chief minister. And now we can see that what is Council of Ministers. The country, all of you know that it is administered through various departments, defense, finance, industry, etc. So many departments are there, isn't? And each section or each department, it should be under a control of cabinet minister. Below the cabinet minister, there are ministers of state, deputy ministers to help cabinet ministers. Each department is under a cabinet minister. Below the cabinet minister, there are ministers of state and deputy ministers also there for helping the cabinet ministers, isn't it? And the prime minister leads the council of ministers at the central level. The chief minister leads the council of ministers at the state level. In the central level, prime minister he will be the captain of the council of ministers, and in the state level, the chief minister will be the captain. Okay, but a council works as a term, and all the ministers are responsible to the legislature for the decision taken by the council. So if a vote of no confidence passed against any member of the council, the entire council of ministers has to resign. This is known as collective responsibility. If the cabinet then took a decision, if privately I am not ready to accept that decision, but in public we cannot say that. We should accept that decision. Okay, and what are the functions? The council of ministers actually takes all executive decisions. The council of ministers actually they are taking all the decisions. A minister introduces bills concerning his department in the legislature. The council prepare the budget. All of you, I hope that all of you know what is budget. And it gives effect to the laws passed by the legislative and takes care of administration. So these are the functions. First one, council of ministers, they are actually taking the decision, and the minister introduces bills concerning his department in the legislature. The council prepare the budget. And now we can see that what is civil service. The civil service consists of officials known as civil servants working under various government departments. The civil servants consist of officials known as civil servants working under various government departments other than armed forces. It exists both at the center and in the state. Civil servants. The civil service consists of officials, what we will call civil servants. At the central level, the civil service include three types of or Indian service, namely the administrative service, IAS, IFS, IPS, Indian Foreign Service. Here it is written forest. I think it is wrong. It is foreign service. A special independent body called a Union Public Service Commission select the members of the Central Civil Service through All India Competitive Examination. The UPSC conducting the exam for finding out the civil servants. Okay, and the president of the India, he appoints the chairman of members of the UPSC. UPSC conduct the exam, civil service exam, and the president, he appoints the chairman and the members of the UPSC. The State Public Service Commission select the rest of the civil servants of a state. The governor appoints the chairman and members of State Public Service Commission. State Public Service Commission also there, and the governor appoints the chairman of State Public Service Commission. And next, Cabinet Secretary and Chief Secretary. Who is Cabinet Secretary? He is the highest ranked civil servant at the center. Cabinet Secretary is the highest ranked civil servant at the center. The Chief Secretary, he should be the highest ranked civil servant at the state. In the central, cabinet secretary, he will be the highest ranked civil servant. In the state level, chief secretary should be the highest ranked civil servant. And what is the function of civil servants? The civil servant take care of day-to-day administrative tasks, and their respective departments actually they are carrying out the policies of the government. The civil servants, they are take care of the day-to-day administrative task of their respective departments, and they are carrying out the policies of the government. Okay, and now we can see that what is administration of union territories. The some areas it is administered by the President of India. In some areas, some places are controlled or administered by the President of India through a Lieutenant Governor of Chief Administration or Chief Commissioner. Sometimes the President may put the Governor of the neighboring state in charge of administrating a union territory. The process of making laws differ from one union territory to another. It will not be same as one another. Okay, and what is the importance of executive? A well-being of the people of a country depends largely on the way the country is administered. It is the executive which provide this administration. The prime minister and the chief minister exercise the real powers of the executive. Prime minister and the chief minister, they are the real powers of the executive. Anyway, they are elected by the representative, so they are also responsible, accountable to the people. The principle of collective responsibility prevent any single person from exercising too much power. All are equal, all are taking decision equally, all are responsible for that, isn't it? These are the importance of the executive. And in this lesson we learned that vice president and the qualification of vice president and the real head of executive, and we learned about functions and the council of ministers, civil servants, and administration of union territories. Very easy to understand, just go through the lesson and read again and again. It will be very easy to understand. If you have any doubt about this portion, you can ask through the comment. Okay, and here I am going to give the question answers of this lesson. All of you please write in your notebook and by heart it for your exam. Okay.